Yo, what's good, guys? It's day 3 of our journey to 300K in profits. Today we did okay. Followed our rules, which can't beat myself up about. I gotta be happy, even though we lost. Can't beat myself up because I followed my rules. But we ended up passing 5 Lucid Pro accounts. Kind of went heavy just to pass it, get out of eval jail. And yeah, I understand. Like, I don't recommend you guys doing full porting evals, but um, just from my experience, I kind of just tend to just rush through evals on purpose when there's no consistency. That's just the way I do it. I don't recommend it. It's degeneracy. But I don't know. I just had to get out of eval jail, and I saw a good setup, so why not go heavy? So yeah. But ended up taking on. So we have 13 accounts. Didn't take anything on the live today. On the take profit trader accounts, we took $750 loss, something like $700 loss on there, and then $700 on the 3 my funded futures accounts. So 700 loss on eight accounts, not bad, considering we made 4,500 yesterday on those accounts. But yeah, we're following the rules, so that's all that matters. Got my head right last night, came back today. A little frustrating morning, but followed the rules end of the day. So yeah, I'm gonna recap today's price action. I'll show you guys the loss I took and also the banger trade I took as well. Okay, so we're right at 9:30 market open on NASDAQ. Let's just go ahead and mark out the structure and the draws we have. So we have tons of low resistance liquidity to the downside. These 4-hour lows, this low. But we also have we're just in a tight range, to be honest. So, 4-hour in a tight range, basically from 800 to 500. And then this is the draw I've been meaning to see us hit all week. And I also I marked out this hourly fair value gap on the 4-hour fair value gap. Sorry about that. And similar draws on ES, but kind of spoiling the day by doing this. But we had this 4-hour gap that I wanted to see us in on ES. Okay, got it. So we had a we had a 15-minute gap. Okay, yeah, so we had that 4-hour gap right there to respect on ES. So that was my draw for today as well. And then let's see, any highs that I need to mark out on ES? Not really. I mean, low resistance right here. And then this high, which is our 4-hour high, protected high right here. So that's a super strong draw right there, 4-hour protected high. Okay, so starting at 9:30 open. Let's just play a few candles. Alright, so right away we just rip, 0 entries given, pretty sure. Yeah, 0 entries given. And then we displace back down. We have a 1-minute inverse, but we take out the Asia low. So at this point I'm just waiting. Yeah, so I'll keep playing a little bit. There we go. We took out our draw right there. But as you can see, once we took out this draw, we had an internal sweep right there on ES of the AM low. So ES was holding strong the whole morning, and then we just had this internal sweep. NQ lagging, took out all of our low resistance to the downside. If you look on the 15-minute, low resistance, low resistance, low resistance, took all of that out. So right there, I'm damn ready to go long. But the problem is I'm looking for an entry, and we have 0 entries, iFVG entries in discount of the range. And the other problem is we have to get through all this bearish order flow on the 3 minute. Meanwhile, the 5 minute doesn't tell us anything either. But yeah, bullish structure on ES as well. So yeah, no entry there for longs, and I'm like kind of pissed because it kind of left me in the dust. But something good comes out of this, because from that quick move was actually a manipulation. So let's clear up some space. So we're respecting that 3 minute gap that I just deleted. I'll just mark out right here, 3 minute gap. So we rejected the top, the 15 minute gap, or 3 minute gap, sorry. And what do we have here? We have a singular 2 minute gap from that manipulation. So a trade that you could have done is you could have done this, and then you could have targeted either this low, or you could have targeted 515. So as you can see, we wait. Finally get that inverse, pretty weak inverse, but yeah. And at this point, I low-key had a bullish bias. I thought we were going to pull back into this golden pocket of the range. So this was my loss. I took a long off the golden pocket, and I was trying to target, I figured since we took out all the low resistance, we would go for the high resistance, but that's just not how it worked out to be. So yeah, that was my loss today. My entry was like 70 points, so $700 loss, something like that. But yeah, if I had seen this 2 minute, I would have definitely taken it, but I was on the wrong side. So what you could have done is you could set your limit right there. Bam, there you get tagged in. That's a stronger close, and you could have targeted this. And so screw this golden pocket, we don't need that. And then it's going. And then this was also why I thought I had hope in this trade, because we had candles like this that kind of revived us, and shorts were paying super slow. But you know, that was just a retest, I guess. And then I guess we just continue back down. See, like, this is why I had hope, because all these wicks and stuff, but you know, I was on the wrong side. And then yeah, we deliver finally off that 2 minute. Bam, TP smacked, and right away, crazy reaction. So that's one trade. So right away we have a crazy reaction, and on this play, super sneaky ass entry right here. We had this 2 minute fair value gap right here. So what you could have done was, it's a huge stop though, so this is why I didn't take it, and this is why I hesitated as well. And so once again, what you see is a internal liquidity sweep. So ES is holding so strong, it doesn't even want to go lower and take out Asia low. It just keeps respecting, and we keep sweeping by tiny, like by 1 point, by 2 points. Like, it really shows how strong ES is and how much we want to push up. So that's why we should have had a bullish bias here, and could have easily just targeted these highs, these relative equal highs. See on the 15 minute. 15 minute, we got all this relative equal highs here. So yeah, you could set your limit for the 2 minute right there. And let's see if we get tagged in. Boom, tagged in. And another reason I hesitated on this trade was because there was a 3 minute as well. But the 3 minute didn't get a retest. Therefore, I got no entry. So the 2 minute was your best bet there. But as you can see, we just deliver straight to the draw pretty much. And then at this point in time, ES also hit the draw that I wanted, which was that, which was this 4 hour, where are we? Which was this 4 hour protected high. This was the draw I wanted. This was the only draw we really could have had to the upside on ES. So yeah. So right after that, both assets took their draw at the same time, which made things obvious. And so right then and there, I was looking at shorts. I saw that we had this bullish order flow here, and it looked kind of odd to me, but then I went on the 2-minute, and I saw that we had a singular fair value gap to inverse. And so, not gonna lie, I front ran this entry a little bit, and I think I got in at 8. No, I did front run it. I think I got in lower, but this was at the point of the day where I had already started up the fresh Lucid accounts, and I saw this setup and I couldn't ignore it because I still had that plan of us hitting that 4 hour gap in discount, and I still had that plan. So just see. Okay, boom, inversion. So I got in right there, 820, no retest, because everything lined up. And also we had a 1-minute retest now that I realize. So if you were to draw this from like the 1 minute order flow, you would have seen that. But yeah, so this trade, and then I didn't even have to go that crazy to pass, but I targeted this 515 low because I knew that was the draw, because we've been edging that so much, and so we're just generating more low resistance liquidity by edging it earlier. So yeah, right there, boom. So as you can see, if you missed that entry, I believe there was another one that you could have gotten in at. I think it could have been right there. Yeah, right there off that 1 minute, you could have taken this. So this is what I'm saying, guys. Like, when you miss entries, don't tweak out. There's always another chance. And this one probably had even better RR, to be honest, than my trade. So let's see how that played out. Super choppy conditions right here. So I was a little like skeptical in the play, but if you respect your stop loss, follow your plan. Let's see. If you respect your stop loss and follow your plan, look, it eventually plays out, starts picking up some steam. Boom, TP hit. So yeah, and then even further, look what I was able to observe. Watch where we go. To the T, guys, right there. So my analysis was spot on today, especially on ES. Look, ES, tiny 4 hour gap, sneaky one, boom, tapped it, wicked it to the T. I'll delete this so you guys can see that. Right there, tapped it to the T, and boom, look, Micron earnings, and we had a run up end of day, and then boom, TP smash. So yeah, that's my recap for today, but hope you guys learned a lot from that. Kind of sucks taking the L today, but I'm really happy that I followed my rules, and I'm happy that we got some fundeds on the table. So at this point, we're at 5 fundeds out of 13, and then I'll probably resume to live account trading tomorrow. And yeah, so that's the recap. That's day 3. Solid standing. Decent comeback from yesterday. I'm upset I had to reset the Lucid accounts, but I mean, we got it out the way, so whatever it takes. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.